Welcome to the world of vocal mastery, where we unlock the secrets to sounding like the legendary NF. Hey guys, my name is Tame Music, and if you are new to this channel, we do weekly tutorials in mixing vocals and mastering songs. So it's good to be back, and without wasting our time, let's get on it. So this is the project, one of our songs that we used to demonstrate this to you guys. First thing first, when you are mixing vocals, first of all, you need to try and record your vocals as professional as possible. But if you may have problems with recording your vocals, we have a way of fixing vocals that have not been recorded well. We have presets that we are working on right now. We're going to release on our store, and we have a template that is called a golden template. Very good templates for you guys to use these presets on. So these presets, guys, they work well with these very specific templates.
Hey, I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words wanna shed some light. Talking about money and fame, and people are dying, just don't sound right. Hey, I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words wanna shed some light. Talking about money and fame, and people are dying, just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving, just don't sound right. So what? Had to go and get my pain game right.
Okay guys, you heard it before and after. If you're listening to this, some of you would say it is close, but not that close. Well, I'm going to do something now that will try to get this vocal to as close as it can to NF's rapping vocals. So working on this song, guys, if you can see here, we have a whole chain from FEB Filter Pro Q3 to NS1 stereo. We will go through these guys together and show you how I got from that other vocal to this vocal that we have here. So before, guys, we go to that, we have to make the vocal to stand out. So somehow the vocal is still hiding under the beats. It's not upfront, guys. So we need to make the vocal sound and feel upfront. When we are working on this, we are on a beat section here, and on our beat section we have something called FEB Filter Pro Q3. So what we are trying to do here, the first step to making vocals that sound, or to making a song that sounds like NF, we need to make the vocal sound upfront. In order to make the vocal sound upfront, we need to create a space for vocals. What do we mean by that? It means that we need to take care of the highs, guys, because our vocals are mostly going to sit here on the highs, and our beat is mostly going to sit here on the mids and maybe sometimes on the lower mids, but not all the time. So what we're actually working on here are the highs here. Beats also have highs. It's where you have maybe your synths, hats, snares, and so on. But we don't want the snares and the hats and your synths or strings to clash with our vocals. So we're going to create a dynamic frequency here, something like this. It's a high shelf. This high shelf will try to tweak some of the highs that we have here. So we can do something like this. That's enough. This is like doing some subtractive EQing, something like that. So we are doing this, guys, to control the snares, to control the highs that may interfere with our vocals. These frequencies here, here, and here, they are mostly active when the beat hits the snare. And then the dynamic frequency here, the dynamic frequency that we did here, the high shelf, is mostly active when those strings are coming in. We're going to use ozone stabilizer. Now this trick is mostly used when people are doing the process of mastering, but we are going to use it here as a process of mastering the beat to make space for our vocals. So what we are working on here, or mostly focusing on, are the highs. We are working with hip hop. This is a hip hop song. You can come here, let's find a preset. Let's try to find presets that can work well in taming our highs. So this is our harshness tamer preset. So if you can see, this is our highs at 70% and our mids at 100%. So as you can see, it's taming those highs and mids like crazy, guys. So we need to decrease it a bit. So decreasing it, let's start with the amount. Put it around 50, and we are on a cutting mode. We are not shaping here. We are cutting the highs. Also work here, put it around 30%, and then let's put it around 50%. So guys, this is something you cannot notice with your ears. It's something that you need to see and then hear it. This is the way of mixing, guys. So guys, some of you might say that we are done with making a space for our vocals and we should just get straight to our vocals. But there's one last tip that I need to show you guys that will make sure that your vocals are sitting on top of that beat. Now you can use this trick or use this preset to do a lot of things, to put it on every song that you are working on. It helps, guys, to put your vocals on top of your track or on top of your beat. We need this thing. It's called a track spacer, guys. We have our track spacer here, and you must be careful with using this plugin. You can see the plugin, and then we have our channel here. This is the channel that we are working on, the vocals, the main channel, the channel that we're going to get to it right now. So we're going to click the main vocal channel, and then this is the beat channel that we are actually working on right now, creating a space for this channel. You need to come here and then right click and then click sidechain to this track. Okay guys, so after we have sidechained our main vocal to this track, we need to work on our track spacer. So just go to your track spacer and then click here, guys, and then click here, and then after clicking here, you're going to click processing. After processing, we need to click track that is sidechained to this track. So guys, now that we have selected the track that we are working with or working on, which is this one, we need to boost this thing, guys, from 0 to around 1% or 2%, 3, 4, and not above 5.
Hey, I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long and I'm hoping these words wanna share some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right.
His vocals are mostly active around the mids frequencies, around here, guys. If your vocals are going up, the beat gets darked a bit down. It goes a bit down. Something like sidechaining your kick with your bass. So now that we are done with this thing, let's carry on with mixing the song. Main vocal. The main vocal is this one. So here, as we all know, guys, when we are mixing vocals, we start by cleaning the vocal. In this channel, we do not start mixing a vocal without cleaning the vocal. So at times, most of the times, I roll off the low end around 90 to 100 hertz. So in this case, I rolled around 96 hertz, and we tamed around the low ends or around the mids because that's where his vocal is mostly active on. And then the next thing that we used here was the menu triple D. This thing controls the deesser. It's also a deharsher and a deboxy. So here is basically we tried to control his S's and T's, and then his mid frequencies. It's where his vocals is mostly active on. And then we like boosted around 20.4, and then here around 31, and then here we did nothing on the deesser because, guys, we have actually a deesser here. We are mixing on a deesser, this deesser. So this is what we use for deessing vocals. We use this thing.
Hey, I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long and I'm hoping these words wanna share some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right. So what?
And then the next plugin that we have is Soothe 2, guys. So if you watch this channel, Soothe 2 is like my go-to plugin to do a lot of things. But here I just wanted to control the vocal. So we went on our presets, and our preset menu will click on vocals, and then on vocal, we clicked on vocal submix. So it's something that is controlling the sub of the vocal or taming off some of the sub of the vocal.
I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long and I'm hoping these words wanna share some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right.
So guys, this plugin is the greatest of them all. So here we are boosting the body. It's boosting the body of the vocal. So here we boosted around 450, which we just did right now. And then we tamed around -5 dB, and then on the low mid frequencies we tamed around here, because guys, these are the frequencies that are problem to this specific vocal, but will be a problem if you want to get that sound of NF. So we need to take care of these frequencies, and then we tamed around -3 here. We boosted around 3.80 on the high mid frequencies.
I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words gonna shed some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right.
We have tried to tame it, we have tried to boost it, but now we need to compress the vocal. Our first compressor, guys, is to just tame those peaks that are a bit loud. Make the vocal to sound a bit solid. High frequencies come a bit down, and the lower frequencies come a bit up. So we compressed around 5 on our comp, and then our gain to around -3.
I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words gonna shed some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right.
So now gluing the vocal is like tightening the vocal to make the vocal sound as one.
I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words gonna shed some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right.
We needed to boost the harmonies, the harmonics of the vocal, meaning that we need to use a saturation. So here we didn't use any presets, we just used our ears. We boosted the drive to around 6 and the character to around 6. And then you must make sure that you change in between solid, trans, and then master, tube, or modern. I just loved it at modern.
I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words gonna shed some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right.
If you have bought our templates before, you have this plugin and the exact presets we used. If you do not have our presets or our templates yet, just go down the description below or comment section below. You will find a link that will take you to our store so that you can purchase our beautiful, lovely templates that we use and make for you guys in this channel. We are cutting on the highs. We are cutting on the higher mid frequencies and the low mid frequencies or mid frequencies and the lows, guys. We are cutting here. We are not boosting.
I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words gonna shed some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Hey, I'm in this music business, give me sleepless nights. Walked in the dark too long, and I'm hoping these words gonna shed some light. Talking about money and fame and people are dying just don't sound right. Talking about getting these honeys when children are starving just don't sound right. So what? Had to go and get my playing game right. Umlobi woto, bikon, ol kon, up ko, bugita going on. Umlobi woto, bikon,